Yes guys, welcome back to Hair System DIY, your go-to place for hair system content, tips, advice and tutorials. I will be coming out with some tutorials in the coming weeks, so do stay tuned for that. What on earth's going on with the weather? In the UK at the moment, the weather is awful. It's supposed to be the hottest month of the year, and every day it's cloudy, it rains, it feels like winter. What is going on? It's even affected my hair. No, I'm joking. My hair is the way it is because I haven't been doing two things the last couple of days, and this is just for you guys because I love you all. I haven't slept with a do-rag and I haven't slept with a silk pillow because I know that some of my subscribers aren't fans of that. Not a problem at all, but you do end up with a bit of bed hair. So I was like, I want to make a video showing these guys how to groom quickly and easily once they get out of bed, because this is what happens. Hair is an absolute mess every morning, so you have to sort of plan a little bit in advance, make sure you've got at least sort of 5+ minutes to tame the beast, as it were, because this is how you're going to be waking up hair system wise if you aren't wearing, or if you aren't using a silk pillow or wearing a do-rag. So I've got a couple of things that I use, and I tell you what, for me this has been a little bit of a throwback because I went about 3 years without wearing a do-rag at night, and this was the reality every morning. And as I've explained in previous videos, basically, it does shorten the length of your hair system sort of duration. It shortens the lifespan of the hair system, I should say, because basically the friction of a normal pillow against your hair system, it does sort of make it a bit frizzy, dries out. It can also cause tangles. But I've got a couple of things which I'm going to talk to you about, and I'm going to show you. You're actually getting a little tutorial. There's a sneak peek for what's coming in the next few weeks of sort of how to tame it, how to get on top of it pretty easily. Now, the first and most obvious thing is that you can just get in the shower and wet it every day. It's not the most practical thing though, because for some reason, hair system hair takes a really long time to dry, and if you don't dry it properly, it can sort of clump together a little bit, and it can look like that for the whole day sometimes, and it almost looks like you've got gel in your hair even though you haven't. So it's not the most practical option, but it's something you can do. Just put your head under the shower head and just shower with the system on every day. Don't use shampoo, don't use conditioner. I only advocate that once every 2 weeks, really. But it is an option. However, it can also loosen the bond over time. It can loosen the tape, can loosen the glue. So it's not something I'd recommend. It wouldn't be a first port of call, but it is an option, just wetting your hair every day. Something that I used to do, which I find really helpful, is firstly, very gently with a paddle brush, so it's not too fine obviously, but you can actually just sort of brush it down and just see if there are any tangles in it. We'll talk about tangles in a second and how to deal with that. Like, luckily for me, probably because I've only been wearing it, probably because I've only been without a silk pillow for 2 days, there's no serious tangles, but I remember getting this a lot back in the day, and they're tricky to deal with. I actually did eventually use a shampoo which could loosen the tangles. Problem is, if you use too much shampoo too regularly though, it dries out the system. So if you were to go the untangling shampoo, again, I'd only use that like once every 2 weeks. Is probably a wise choice because you don't want to dry out the system. You don't want oxidation to happen when the system develops brassy tones too early. So just go with it. Just sort of put a paddle brush through. It usually is a little bit dry, what you will find, and it can usually be a bit tough to sort of comb through it. If it's becoming too tough, don't force it. That will tear the base of the system. I've done that myself multiple times back in the day, and you've effectively wasted a system just through your own stubbornness to try and get the comb or the paddle brush through the hair. So do be quite delicate with it. Okay, so this is actually doing okay. This is better than I thought it would be, but it's not sort of 100% perfect. What I do as well after that is I get some leave-in conditioner on, and guys, everyone should be using this every day. Even if you don't have a hair system, I'd recommend to anyone to use a leave-in conditioner once, twice a day. I usually use it twice a day, but you give your system a nice spray, like so. For anyone wondering what this product is called, give me a second. It's called Argan Oil from Morocco. I think that's just what it's called. I get this from Boots. It's also available on Amazon. I'm pretty sure it's available in the States as well for my American friends. But, you know, argan oil is a really, really good product because it's nourishing for the hair. I've spoken about this multiple times on previous videos, but it's just true. Argan oil is one of the best things you can use. And then, yeah, you literally just brush it through like so. Another option, if you can't get hold of any argan oil leave-in conditioner, you can just get an empty bottle and just put water in it. Because again, water, it will have that, I suppose, lubricating effect on the hair. So it makes it much more manageable, much easier to brush through. And I actually went through a phase of that where I was just using water on it and it was fine. Preferably, if possible, use spring water. Spring water is much better because it's not got any chemicals or heavy metals in it that you might get with tap water. So give that a nice brush like so. And then what I do is I get pure argan oil. So the leave-in conditioner wasn't pure argan oil. This is pure argan oil. Don't use too much of this because it can make the hair sort of look a bit like I was mentioning earlier with like gel in your hair. So literally a pipette, that much full. And just literally, I'm going to get a mirror because I want to see what I'm doing. Ta-da! So, yeah, this still needs a little bit of work, but we're almost there. So just drop it throughout the system. And don't forget the back. The back is super important. Super, super, super important. This system is lightening a bit because it's summer, so I will need to get some more hair depositing conditioner on this at some point this week because it is lightening. It's about 3 months old now, and just comb through it. And then you can really just go with whatever style you want, and already it's looking a lot tidier. This is the sort of look I'm going for at the moment with the exposed hairline like so, and just give it a brush. Make sure it's sort of, yeah, just feel it at the back because obviously you can't use a mirror, you'd need 2 mirrors to look at the back, but just feel it. If you've got 2 mirrors, use 2 mirrors, but you can just feel it. It feels okay to me. Another option, this isn't something I always do, but if it's a little bit knotted, not to the point where it might tear the base, you can also use a comb. Who's using a comb to comb? Yeah. Don't use the ultra fine ones because that can cause problems. So don't use that side. Always use this side. You can get these anywhere, guys, but these are a bit wider, the bristles, so it's not as harsh on the system. And just comb through, and it sort of straightens the hair a little bit. It tidies it up a little bit, especially at the back, which is where your head would have been resting at night and your system would have been resting and getting very messy. So that is pretty much it, guys, and you are good to go for the day. You are good to go for the day and do what you want. So guys, thoughts, experiences, what do you do? What is your morning routine like? If you don't use a silk pillow or a do-rag, what do you do? Do you use a leave-in conditioner? Do you shower it every day? Do you get it wet and then comb through it? What is your protocol? I'd love to hear in the comments box below. If you're enjoying my content and you'd like to support it, please do subscribe. I value all of my subscribers so much, and I always endeavour to answer every single question and comment in the comments box below. If you've enjoyed the video, please do give it a like. I'm going to whack it on my tutorials playlist so you can find it more easily. And as always, I'm partnering with La Vivid Hair Systems. This system is currently La Vivid as well. It is a ultra thin skin, 0.08 millimeters. Given the weather at the moment, given it's not so hot, it's actually working out quite well. So pretty happy with it. 15% off any system with them in the description box below. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll speak to you very soon.